Hi, I'm Carl from LineSmarts, and today I'll be talking about our latest release, which we're going to be releasing tonight, of LineSmarts version 23. So this release has a number of good improvements to do mainly with the camera, which I can show you now. So if I take a photo, the first thing you'll notice is on the right hand side we now have an exposure control. So that will be useful for getting conductors. Sometimes in bright sky they can disappear because the image becomes overexposed. So we can adjust that, it gets darker or lighter. Or otherwise conductors or poles for that matter, if they're set against a dark background and the image is underexposed, you can lose those as well. So that having this control here allows you to adjust for that. Another change to the image is that previously the preview image sometimes differed to the actual image that was captured, and this could mean that what you thought was going to be in the photo didn't actually appear there. So we've changed that so that they are the same at all times. And the thing that you might notice is that sometimes on some devices the preview image may be stretched, but this will not affect the final image that will be captured. The last thing that we've changed with the actual camera is, and you'll have seen it here, the focusing. So previously we had a fixed focus. If we get out of there and go to the actual settings menu, and you may notice if you've been using LineSmarts before, there are a few extra options here. Down at the bottom, camera settings, which has all the old calibration settings and calibration menus in there. But up the top you've got this focus mode, and so continuous is the default focus mode now. And that's where you're seeing the focus constantly adjusting to try and get the right focus. Some of the other options that are available are infinity focus, which is what we had previously. However, that didn't necessarily always deliver a really sharp photo for some devices. The advantage of infinity is that the focus isn't constantly trying to adjust, but that's not necessarily helpful if the infinity focus isn't set right for your device. Then there's autofocus as well. And that will just focus as soon as you trigger the photograph. On some devices there will also be a fixed focus option. Generally we wouldn't advise that you use that option, but if you are having trouble with any particular focus option, we'd suggest that you try the different focus modes to see which one works the best on your device. So some of the other changes that we've made: under user details, you can now put in your name, or the person using LineSmarts, put in their name and the name of the organization and contact details. And if this checkbox here under report options is checked, then on any reports exported, that information will appear. So that's helpful, say if you're sending LineSmarts reports to external people and you're wanting to be able to record on the measurement who performed the measurement, you can now do that. The other big changes that we've made recently are to do with the conductor library. And a lot of these changes are in advance to us starting to provide some built-in conductor libraries. And so they'll hopefully start coming in the next release. So the way we've handled that, because otherwise you'd have far too many conductors in here if you're starting to build in lots of conductors, is we've created what we're calling an available conductor list. So I can put these conductors here on that available conductor list. You can select them individually, or you can, if you hold this down, you've got a select all option down there, do the same thing. And you can, up the top, you've got this option, add to available conductors. So we can do that. And that puts this available conductors folder up the top. with a star, and on the right hand side of all these conductors you'll now notice there's a star showing that they are in the available conductors. So if we go in there and for example if we take nitrogen and we select this remove from available conductors and then we return, you'll see there's no star next to nitrogen now. So the other thing that we've changed is we've now, what you can do with these conductors is you can sort them. So we've added the ability to sort by diameter. Previously you could sort them alphabetically by name and by the date they are created. The other thing is sort index. So diameter is fairly self-explanatory. I'll demonstrate first of all diameter. And so chlorine now appears at the top because it's got the smallest diameter. But what we can do is say if we take phosphorus here, if we click on that, we scroll to the bottom and the sort index defaults to 1000. If we change that to 1 and we go back, if we sort these conductors by the sort index, and phosphorus now raises to the top. And just to show the effect that this has, if we go to a measurement with a conductor in it, and in this drop down now we've got these various different conductors. Nitrogen's not there because we didn't put it on the available conductor list, and phosphorus is at the top. And what that means is that you can choose which order you want your conductors to appear. So the ones you most frequently use appear at the top. So that's by and large, those are the main changes that we've made. There are a number of small tweaks that we've put in there. So we hope you enjoy them, and please let us know if you have any problems at all, and if there's anything in particular that you feel strongly we should be adding in the next release.